Hello, my dear students. Today I'm going to explain you the passive voice. That can be really confusing grammar instruction in English. Most of my students ask, what's the point of passive voice? Is it really important? What is the difference between passive and active voice? Active voice means the subject is doing the action. For example, the girl plays the piano. The passive voice means the object is receiving the action. The piano is played by the girl. Now let's begin with an active voice. Look at this sentence. The professor teaches the students. The professor is the subject. The subject performs the action. The action is teaches. And the students are the objects because they receive the action. Now, how to change the active to the passive? We have main rule here. Object plus to be plus past participle plus by plus subject. Here you should pay attention to several things. First, you should identify the subject, the verb, and the object of the active sentence. We have the objects, the cake. Subject is the child, and verb is ate. Also, you have to pay attention to the tense of the verb. Which tense form is the sentence? First, to change active sentence into passive, first should move the object to the first place. And we put the object cake, the cake as a subject. Then we use verb to be in appropriate form. As we see, the sentence is in a past simple. The verb is in the past simple, ate. So we use to be in the past form. The cake was. Then after to be, we should write a past participle of the main verb. The main verb is eat, and the past participle of the verb eat will be eaten. So the cake was eaten, and we use by plus the child. The subject we put at the end. So the cake was eaten by the child. Passive voice can be used in all tense forms. Now I have several examples. Let's look to the sentences. The students speak English. This sentence is in present simple. Now we'll change this sentence into passive. First, as we said before, we put the object English to the first place. English. Then we have verb to be. As the sentence is in the present simple, we use the present simple form of the verb to be. And the past participle of the main verb speak will be spoken by the students. The next sentence, the professor told the students. And this sentence is in past simple because we see the verb told. It is in the past simple form of the verb teach. So our verb to be will be in the past. Again, we take the object, the students, put the first place. Then we use words. The students were. Why do we use were? Because the students is in the plural form. So that's why we use the plural form of the verb to be. Were. Told, again, the past participle of the verb teach, and plus by the professor. Mother will make the salad. This sentence is in future simple. The salad will be, it is the future form of the verb be. Made is the past participle of the main verb make by mother. Sometimes we can see some sentences in which there are two or more objects. Like in this sentence, the boy gave flowers to the girl. When we want to change it into the passive voice, we use to. We use it in two ways. The girl was given flowers, and the flowers were given to the girl. As you see, we have two objects. Flowers, it's a direct object, and the girl is indirect object. So we use the sentence in passive in two ways. Mostly my students ask me, what are the main reasons to use passive voice? Yes, there are three main reasons to use passive voice. First reason is when the subject is unknown. Is valid or stolen? Who stole his wallet? We don't know. Or we don't want somebody to know it. The second reason is to emphasize the object. For example, Trump was chosen as the president. It is important to emphasize Trump was chosen as, but not Clinton, for example. We emphasize here Trump. Therefore, the subject is not important here. The subject is American people. For example, in an active sentence, we should say American people chose Trump. But we don't need to say so. So, Trump was chosen as a president. That's enough for us. The third reason, the subject is obvious from the context. For example, the baby was born yesterday. It's obvious that the mother gave birth to the baby. And we don't need to say that yesterday the mother gave birth to the baby. The baby was born yesterday, or I was born in 1976. So these are main reasons why we use passive voice. So, my dear students, thank you very much for your listening. I hope you learned something new from my today's lessons. See you. Stay healthy. Stay